What up? What up? What up? Welcome to Delay a Game, episode 159. This is your average man's perspective on football. I'm your co-host, Herman. Joining me on the panel tonight, we got Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, no sound effects tonight. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry. You missed some stuff, Herman.
No, I didn't. Last but not least, we got Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
I'd like to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can check us out on Facebook at our Facebook group, Delay a Game. You can also check us out on Twitter at Delay a Game 3 and on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. This is week 4 is in the books.
Yes.
That's pretty good games. Brian is hosting tonight. So, Brian, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
All right. Thank you, Herman, man. I don't know why, guys, but
I'm sorry. I forgot to mention, Mark, as you can see, is not here this week. So we're doing the show without him, even though he's commenting on the show right now.
Oh, he's not here?
Oh. What's happening, Marcus?
Dang, I knew something felt good about this show tonight, so I don't know. Nah, just playing, Marcus. You know we miss you. We know we miss you. We just glad you ain't got to put that ugly little thing up behind you.
Yeah, it is nice not to see that mess.
So like we do every week, we're going to start our show off with the news of the week. We each have our own little segment and what we found interesting, and we're going to relay that to you. We'll start it off with Herman. What's your news of the week?
All right, so Los Angeles Chargers safety Derwin James Jr., who returned to practice Wednesday after serving a one-game suspension for repeated violations of playing rules, said he didn't plan to change his playing style and was disappointed in the NFL's decision. No, it ain't gonna change sugar honey iced tea, James said. It definitely not going to change nothing. Like I said, I'm going to go lower. I'm not going to change. He continued, I'm going to play my style, but like I said, I'll just go lower. James said his focus moving forward will be to hit players beneath where they're holding the ball. I'm not going to keep paying $700,000, $800,000, James said. The NFL announced the suspension September 23rd after James was flagged for unnecessary roughness for the hit on Pittsburgh Steelers tight end Pat Freiermuth in the third quarter of the Los Angeles 20-10 loss in week 3. So, Derwin James will see you on the suspension list again soon.
You know, you got to be smarter than that. You're not going to beat the NFL, so
exactly.
You need to conform. Mark, did Freiermuth get hurt on that play?
No, he did not. No, but it was just it was a helmet-to-helmet hit. But like you said, he has prior violations that I think that played a part in this also. So
yeah,
he ain't the first offender.
Yeah, he's reminding me of what was that linebacker for the Bengals that used to always get in trouble.
Oh yeah, they were calling one of the dirtiest players in the league in the game.
The one that
Vontae
Burfict.
Vontae Burfict. That's it. Yeah, he's starting to remind me of him. All right, so my news of the week is
probably should let me go next.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Okay. The Buffalo Bills pass rusher Von Miller was suspended 4 games on Tuesday for violating the NFL personal conduct policy. The league announced Miller will be eligible for reinstatement on October the 28th following the Bills' Week 8 game against the Seattle Seahawks. The league didn't elaborate on the reason for the suspension, but it comes after an alleged domestic dispute in Texas in 2023.
Late to the game on that one, ain't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, apparently, I guess it kind of is that, but it may be more to this story. Something about him and his beating up his baby mother or something, but I think it's going to be more as the story unfolds.
But the biggest thing is that it doesn't look good for the NFL. It's the bad problem. He doesn't look good.
Yeah, but I mean, they had to do something. I mean, it looks even worse if they don't do anything.
Correct.
So you think this is something that happened this year, but they're...
I think it's more involved. Yes.
And they haven't settled it yet either. I think that's the other problem too.
Yeah, like Brian said, it seemed like they usually only suspend you once it's all done, said and done with. So something else must have popped off. It hasn't been anything in the news. Weird. Maybe it's coming.
Yeah, I think it's coming.
Yeah.
All right. So Devontae Adams has informed the Las Vegas Raiders that he would like to be traded. In turn, the Raiders announced that they are willing to trade the disgruntled wide receiver for a second-round pick and additional compensation. To muddy the waters prior to the Raiders' announcement, head coach Antonio Pierce liked an Instagram post about Adams being traded. Currently this year, Adams has 8 catches for 209 yards, 1 touchdown this season with the Raiders. He's also nursing an injury currently, so he didn't play last week. Which actually leads us into our hot topic. With the announcement of him being traded, what teams you think need the services of Devontae Adams the most, in your opinion? And just to give you an idea, right now the top 6 teams are the Steelers, the Jets, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, and the 49ers. Mr. Parker, who do you think would best be suited for Mr. Adams' talents?
I'm going to start off from my 5th choice and move up. First of all, you think about it. You think about the New York Jets. Getting them reunited with Aaron Rodgers wouldn't be a bad thing. The only question I would have is, with what they have, would they be willing to trade one of the wide receivers to the Raiders? So, that would be the next thing as far as – but reuniting him with Rodgers seemed to be the most, common issue with it. My second choice in the team, believe it or not, would be the Washington Commanders. You look at the Commanders, what they got, other than having Terry McLaurin, you really don't have a number 2 wide receiver, but you get them in that offense, and they start to look kind of good. We just see in a little early stage of Jalen Daniels, they get to cooking with a second wide receiver. They're gonna be pretty tough to deal with. My third choice would be my Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers. Everybody knows we're lacking talent in the wide receiver room for sure. We could use another number 2, or possibly he could be the number 1 next to George Pickens. So the Steelers will probably be my next choice. The fourth choice I have is the Baltimore Ravens. You look at Ravens, you think about what Lamar have done as far as making it to Pro Bowls, made it MVP candidate, and he's never really had a true number 1 wide receiver to do this with. Even though they drafted wide receivers the last couple of years, number 1, Marquise Brown, Rashad
Flowers,
and Zay Flowers, but still they haven't got that number 1 productivity out of that position. So the Ravens would be another choice for me. And then my dark horse, number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs. You look at that they have a glaring need for wide receiver after they lost Rashid Rice. So the Kansas City Chiefs will probably be the top choice that I will see him going to. I think it'll just be a matter of who would be willing to redo his contract to kind of give him the guaranteed money up front, and then you can back up, slide out some of the years at the end. But those are my choice of teams. I got the Jets, the Commanders, the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Kansas City Chiefs, number 1.
Yeah, all those were terrible.
Yeah, I mean, why would he go to the Steelers? He's playing with Gardner Minshew right now. He wants to play with a real quarterback.
Who knows?
Justin Fields.
And look, I love him to come this week so he can play y'all.
He's hurt, so he can come this week.
Yeah, he can come this week if he wants. Hey, Mark, you did bring up a good point, because I think this is like the final year in his contract, so we are trying to get a little something out of him. And you're probably renting him for the year, so you're going to have to sign him up to something new next year.
Yeah.
Herman, who you got?
So, a couple that Mark named, and so these are some of the standout ones that are easy. But I have a dark horse. I don't know why you call the Chiefs a dark horse. Like they
just lost their wide receiver.
Yeah, like they're literally one of the first teams who could use him.
Yeah,
is the Chiefs. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the Chiefs. They could definitely use him the most, and I think that would be he would go play with he wants to play with a good quarterback, an experienced quarterback, a star quarterback, and they have a star quarterback. So I'm gonna start with the Chiefs. Second is gonna be the Saints. He gets to play in a dome. He gets to play back with Derek Carr. You know, he loves Derek Carr. That's why he went to the Raiders in the first place. And then the Raiders up and shipped Derek Carr out. And that's what started this whole thing with Davante Adams when they did that. So I'm going to say the Raiders. Then I'll go with the Bills. I think the Bills could use him because they just don't really have a star wide receiver and that number one guy anymore. But at the same time, I don't know that the Bills want that anymore because they just went through all of that with
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. So, but again, that would give him a quarterback that he would want to play with. I can throw the Ravens in there and say, yeah, the Ravens could definitely use him. But the problem with the Ravens is, like you said, they've done all this drafting to get a number one receiver, and they've never panned out to really get number one receiver numbers, or they really haven't had that number one receiver. Well, the reason behind that is they're too busy running Lamar Jackson all the time. So there's no point for the Ravens, honestly, to get a number one receiver. They're just going to run Lamar anyway, so why even bother? My dark horse that nobody thought about is the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams love to make trades and go all in and get out there and try to get that Super Bowl win now. Think about this. You take the Rams, you get Puka Nacua, he's coming back at some point. And then Cooper Kupp's coming back. So Davante Adams, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua.
You ain't got enough balls. You got enough balls thrown in them.
Yeah, you do. As much as sometimes
there's 17 games in the season. Well,
sometimes Stafford drops back 50 times, and then they got the running back Kyron Williams, right? Yeah, that'll put their offense right back on top, right there, along with the 49ers. Wouldn't the 49ers be healthy? So those are my teams. I think that the Rams could be a dark horse. You know, a lot of times teams don't like to trade their stars to the same conference too. So.
Yeah, we kind of on the same page. I agree with you guys when it came to Kansas City. I thought Kansas City was a no-brainer. What was the other one? We also agreed with the Jets. The Jets, really don't need him, but it's another blank. That's another wide receiver that Rodgers has a connection with, and he's always expressed how much he missed or enjoyed playing with Rodgers. They had a special connection, so I can see him doing that. The other team that I was thinking about is behind me, the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys could definitely use another for CD. Cooks was doing okay, but he really wasn't that other one. The Cowboys defense is getting decimated, so they're going to definitely need to put up points. And I think it would be tough for teams to try to cover either one of them guys one-on-one. So I think that the Cowboys would be a good choice also. And those were mine. I didn't know we were picking 6.
I wouldn't pick 6 either.
I thought we were really just doing like 1. So,
but I hate to bust the bubble on the Cowboys though, Brian, because like remember when we were kids and you asked your mom for McDonald's, and she tell you we got McDonald's at home. Jerry Jones said we got Davante Adams at home. Okay,
we got wide receiver at home.
Right. So it's not happening. In the words of Jerry Jones, we like our guys.
Yeah, but I do like your LA Rams one, Herman. That one I did not catch. I do like that one just for the fact too right now that both of them are hurt.
Yeah,
and they're still trying to sling the ball all over the place. I think that is I like that. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, because you could line them up right now with Tutu Atwell, and that's going to be a problem right now.
Yeah.
And if you get back Cooper and Puka, yeah.
So the guys that were on the list, the other teams that I noticed, y'all. What about like the 49ers? That was the one I didn't really see.
I mean,
can't
with,
see
with,
that.
with what 49ers have right now with Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuels,
Yeah.
and remember they drafted the kid that got shot. He's going to come back shortly. I wouldn't think that San Francisco would.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that they need him.
They would have to trade one of those
Kittle.
players. They would have to.
Yeah. I didn't think that the 49ers were really necessary, legitimately for that need for that. That would be more of a gluttony at that.
And I didn't think the Steelers were even in it either, because the Steelers just don't make splashes like that.
Well, think about this. The only reason why I will put Steelers in the market because they did make an attempt to try to get Brandon Ayuk.
That's true.
So they were on the shopping for another number 2 wide receiver to come in there. So they were shopping for it. So that's why I say I wouldn't rule the Steelers out.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, are there any other teams?
I wanted to say the Giants, but Herman brought up a good point. Why would he want to go play?
No,
I mean, just because the Giants are kind of depleted when it comes to offensive firepower.
That would be.
But
neighbors
and going
Adams?
from the Giants to the Raiders is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing though. But that would be a good, a good combination of wide receivers.
Yeah, but it's the quarterback that's the problem.
It's the quarterback.
Right, exactly. What about Minnesota?
Well, they got too many wide receivers.
They got Jordan Addison, and they got and they got another kid. They got another kid that's starting to shine too. Naylor, he's starting to blossom.
They got enough weapons. They're fine.
They worried about Jefferson too much. They leaving a lot of other kids, other wide receivers open.
Though, that trio, Adams, Jefferson, and
y'all are getting. I'm talking about somebody that could use them to like. Y'all are just adding to something that's already good. I'm talking
and
about
who can afford them.
But he would be like the stepping stone to them, progressing.
How about the Colts?
See, I thought about the Colts, but
that's not a bad one.
I also thought about Cleveland too.
Ooh, Arizona. Nah, Cleveland's got a trash quarterback, so he ain't gonna go there.
Yeah.
What about Arizona?
I mean, they just drafted that dude. That one.
I know, but pairing with Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice.
But the coach are intriguing to me. That's interesting. Yeah.
Let's see. Not Tennessee. What about Seattle? No, they got DK and
yeah, they got DK. Yeah, they got 3 good wide receivers.
How about Detroit?
No, Detroit got a gluttony of wide receivers too, and tight ends. They're fine.
Yeah, but I know they're fine. We're just adding.
No. The topic was somebody that make them like.
How about
get them there?
No, Houston's got enough wide receivers too.
Yeah. Plus, they just got Diggs, so no.
Yeah.
Well, Houston,
Everybody else is in the gutter, and they're not just. I mean, I'm looking.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it like you're doing it, we could say the Bengals. I mean, hell.
Yeah.
Jason and Devon.
Yeah.
How about Atlanta?
T. Higgins too.
How about Atlanta?
Well, Atlanta has Drake London, and
right.
I mean, they really need a tight end.
And no, they don't need a tight end. They need to throw to their tight end.
They need a tight end.
They need a tight end that can catch.
Yeah,
they have a tight end. They're not throwing to them.
That dude's a bust.
I would take him in a trade just to make sure.
I
would, man, for real.
All right, that was a good topic. That was a good hot topic. Do we still have time for the other one?
Yeah, I think so.
We can chat about it.
All right. So after the first 4 games of the NFL season, how are you feeling? And this could be about your team. This could be about the league in general. This could be about pretty much anything that you feel going on after the first 4 games of the NFL season. Mark did the first one. Herman, you start this one off.
All right. So a couple things about how I feel. I feel like the NFL needs to stop playing with these doubleheader Monday night football games.
I'm serious.
The whole purpose of Monday night is we the only ones playing. Just like on Sunday night, we the only ones playing. Thursday night, I think the Thursday night games have been a little bit better this year. I think. I have to go back and look at the schedule. But the Monday night games, like both of them haven't been good. Like one is sucking and the other one's been good. Like this past Monday night, the Detroit game was actually pretty good. And then the Titans Miami game, man, it wasn't much. Only reason I was watching that game is because Mark had a running back playing fantasy, and I wanted to make sure I beat him. But I'm feeling, with the NFL, like I said, the Monday night doubleheaders need to stop. As for my team, I don't know what to expect week in or week out. And now we're walking wounded. Lost 2 key players on defense. I'm hoping we get this craziness to happen that some people step up and all of a sudden our defense looks even better without our 2 main stars, and then that'll be the big thing. Well, were they the ones that was a problem or whatever. But I will say this: this year is one of those years I feel like, at least so far, the NFL is in that bizarro world type situation. Because you got like the Vikings at 4-0 with Sam Darnold at quarterback. If you couldn't have parlayed that, you probably would be a millionaire right now if you had bet some type of odds on that.
What?
The Commanders, the 3-1 leading the division right now. Nobody was guessing that. I'm trying to think. What else is
I kind of did. I had the Commanders winning the division, so.
Yes, that is a good move. That is a good move. Yes, Calvary is garbage. Garbage.
So yeah, those are the things I feel about the first 4 games of the season. Let me throw this up so you can participate.
Are they?
All right. Are they what?
Are they going to come back down to earth?
No, of course they are. There's no way.
Okay.
At some point, I mean, they really haven't beat anybody yet, really. They beat the struggling Bengals. I can't think of the first 2 teams.
We all had the Bengals in the playoffs.
Yeah, we all did. But again, they're struggling right now. But yeah, I mean, they're going to come back to it.
But the Bengals played them good, and they still beat them.
Yeah, but our division games are different.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm similar, Herman. But you kind of stole my thunder a little bit. Like the NFL this year is like you said, bizarre world. It's like I don't know what I know. I can't. My predictions have been kind of like garbage this year. Injuries are just all over the place. Teams that shouldn't be good are good. Like Washington,
right?
like you said, like the. We all had the Packers, probably winning that division, and no one even really talked about the Vikings because, like you said, because of Josh. It's just been, but the Bills are just a question mark. I mean, first they're gangbusters. Then last week they dud against the Ravens. The Ravens were terrible this year. Now all of a sudden they look like they're going to be gangbusters. The Chiefs just like sneaking by, but somehow are 4-0. I mean, it's just a weird season. The Steelers, yeah, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. So that's how I feel right now. And as for my team, I'm with you, Herman. I'm just scared. I'm not betting on any games. I'm not predicting any wins. If we get them,
I can't get no bottle out of you at the next coming game.
No, sir.
If we make it to the bye at 3-3, I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Just put it that way.
Yeah. So many question marks. The offense just ain't getting on track. I mean, it's just been a different season. Not what I expected. Mark, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the same page with you all. I think this year I'm amazed that all these kickers are kicking 50-something yarders, almost 60 yarders now. It's crazy. Fantasy, they all averaging double-digit points. This kicking game has been off the chain in the first quarter here compared to, I think it was a year or 2 years ago when, you couldn't even buy an extra point. They were missing left and right. Now they're kicking 50-something yard game-winning field goals. But the kicking game has really amazed me so far in this short 4 weeks. And, yes, I am terribly happy with the Steelers' 3-1 start. If you told me we wouldn't be playing Russell Wilson and we had a 3-1 start without him, I would have been like, yeah, it's hard to believe, but yeah, we're here with it. So I'm okay. I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the season can bring for us, and we keep it moving.
Herman, put that comment up.
Marcus?
Yeah.
Oh, he got another one.
So you can, if you score on every drive.
Yeah, for real.
You can. And the other teams in your division have no defense either. I mean, the NFC East is the worst defensive in the league. I mean, none of them. None of them.
Top to bottom. Top to bottom.
None of them
You
got
might
a
be
good
right
defense.
about that,
So,
Brian. That is 100%.
yeah. So,
But again, our divisional games are rough, so we'll see. But
yeah.
we'll see.
And speaking of divisional games, we'll go ahead and get into our picks from last week. The first game was the excuse me, the Thursday nighter. The Giants they won the time of possession, 35 minutes to 24 minutes and 33 seconds. They outgained the Cowboys 303 offensive yards on 65 plays to the Cowboys 293 yards on 51 plays. Where the Giants fell short was in the red zone. They were 0 for 2, and the Cowboys were 1 for 1. Mark, who did you have in this game?
I took the Cowboys in this one. It was a divisional win. I thought Dak actually looked, pretty patient back there. Making CeeDee Lamb the vocal point of your offense. And he took care of the offense basically. Your defense of rush. They were able to stop the run pretty good. But total effect, Cowboys, they brought it. The only down note about it was having the Parsons injury. And we don't know what's going to come out of that. That's the down part about it. But it was a close, hard-fought game. Y'all stayed focused, and you won it. I took the Cowboys on this one myself.
Yeah, I think we were all in unison in this one. We picked the Cowboys. And like Herman said, these divisional games are tough. It's also a tough Thursday night divisional game. After you just got boat raced, by Baltimore to fly all the way to, the Giants and, to pull this out. I mean, it wasn't a pretty victory. It wasn't. It took a toll because of the injuries to, both the defensive end and Parsons. But that's what you got to do. You got to get these dubs when you can. The Cowboys did what they had to. Was it pretty? Was it perfect? No. But again, Thursday night after just losing on Sunday, I'll take it. Herman, you had the Cowboys too, right?
Hey, one quick thing I want to say about that. You make a good point though. This was pretty good for y'all to come off 3 games turn around for playing a game. That was pretty tough. That's pretty tough.
Yeah. I had the Cowboys. I had the Cowboys too. I know it was just the Giants, but it was nice to see that the defense can figure out a way to stop the run at least in one game. All the Giants really have is Malik Neighbors. He's going to be a beast as soon as he gets a real quarterback or goes to another team. Because it's just going to be wasted. He's like the next Devontae Adams is what we're looking at. I had the Cowboys and we got out of there with the ugly whatever. It shows as a W in the column. That's all that matters. It doesn't show UW or whatever. So I did pick the Cowboys and I got that right. And Marcus picked the Cowboys also. We all 4 had the Cowboys.
All right. Next game we're going to talk about was the Vikings at the Packers. Vikings pulled this one out 31-29. Both teams like giving the ball away. The Vikings fumbled twice, threw an interception. The Packers threw 3 interceptions and lost a fumble. The Packers were down most of this game, and they threw the ball 54 times and only completed 32. Herman, who did you have in this game?
Yeah, after this, I think I'm going to start drinking the purple Kool-Aid because I had the Green Bay Packers in this game, and I didn't even know that Jordan Love was going to play.
Yeah.
First of all, I think they rushed him back. That was obvious. You could see that. And they were down, so they did have to throw a lot, but it just seemed like from the get-go, they jumped out to passing the ball. And running the football had been your strength while your quarterback was out. So protect and run the football. But they said that Jordan Love paid tribute to Brett Favre. He wore his T-shirt to the game, and then his sweatshirt to the game, and then he turned around three picks in honor of Brett Favre. So that was a bad one right there. But yeah, I picked the Vikings, and I got that wrong. I'm sorry, I picked the Packers and got that wrong.
Mark.
Yeah, I chose
wait, real quick, Herman. Who did Marcus have?
All four of us had the Vikings on this one.
Okay. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. I took the Packers on this one, man. But you're right.
I mean, the Packers, yeah.
Yeah, the Vikings pulled it out, but they tried to blow this game, though. They really did. They were up 28-7 by halftime, and they let them back in there. One thing you said, Herman, was it's like Malik Willis was playing good. You could have set Love and let him get himself together more. It's like you rushed him out there.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand that one, but they sent him out there before he was ready. To me, Sam Darnold was playing awesome. That's all I could say. Awesome. But I took the Packers and I lost it.
All right. Real quick, Herman, what do you think?
Hall command for God. Monday.
Is this a keeper league or is this a?
No, don't do Goodwin.
Godwin been doing pretty good.
Right. I'm so saying don't give up Godwin.
Yeah, I would let Tariq go just because Tariq.
No, for Tariq. He's trying to get Tariq.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. Unless it's a keeper league. If it's a keeper league, I may think about it, but not for this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade for Tariq this year either. That's not
Deontay Johnson. He's on the
Carolina.
Yeah, I would let him go for Tariq.
But he's that main target though.
Yeah, I know.
But no, I wouldn't trade for him either. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I like your squad kind of the way it is for real.
I was gonna say, and he got Bowers as a tight end. Don't make that trade at all.
Yeah, I like your squad.
Stick with
reject it.
All right, back to the show. All right. Did I say? Oh no. Yeah, I picked the Packers too. And it was very disappointing. The Vikings just jumped out on them big time. I mean, I thought the game was. I didn't think it was going to be that competitive as what it was. I think the Packers scored most of their points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. So they did. They scored. Yeah, all of their points almost. Except for
yeah. So I mean, you got to give it to the Vikings. And like Herman said, man, I don't know what they doing to that dude down there, man. But he's not the same guy we see the last few years in the NFL, for real.
But this is like the dream come true for the Vikings. Like if he keeps this up all year, and I'm sure he's not. I hope he's not on a 1-year contract, because if he is, then they're screwed. But if he keeps this up all year and they have him on more than a 1-year contract, their rookie they don't have to rush him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And they're winning right now. So you see the note Marcus put up. That is Bizarro League right there.
Yeah, he just spelled Bizarro wrong. All right. Next game we have on deck is the Rams at the Bears. The Rams lost 18-24. The Bears defense was mostly bend and a little break as they kept the Rams out of the end zone except for once. The Rams kicked 4 field goals, including a 52-yarder, but they were unable to prevail. In this particular game, I picked the Rams. I didn't see the Bears putting up that many points. I thought the Rams would be able to do something even with the loss of both of their wide receivers. So I did get this one wrong. Herman, who did Marcus have, since you're wearing that stupid hat?
Marcus also had the Rams with O'Brien.
And Mark, who did you have?
I also had the Rams. Caleb Williams started out slow in this one, but by the second half, he was on point. He played a lot better. It's probably one of the best games you've seen him play so far this early season. He played more relaxed. They bounced back. They won the game against the Rams, but the injuries showed up big time for the Rams. They just didn't have their best players out there, and it showed. But I did take the Rams. I didn't think the Bears would pull it off, but they did.
Yeah, and the Rams better do something, man, because Stafford be getting some hits, man. They be laying him out.
He gonna have to retire soon.
Yeah, because he can't keep taking all these hits. I mean, it's not like little hits. He be taking them big hits.
Yeah.
All right, Herman, the floor is yours. Luckily, we don't have the music, but you can pretend to wave. Oh, crap.
You were saying we didn't have some music? What?
Somebody said we had no sound effects this morning.
I had my sound effects. Yeah, I don't know what you guys were thinking. I tried to, give you the heads up that Caleb Williams was going to have a decent game, and he did. He only had 6 incompletions. He didn't turn the ball over. He threw a touchdown. The Bears was able to get their running game going. Swift had 93 rushing yards and a touchdown on 16 carries. Even on the flip side, the Rams, Stafford turned the ball over one time, but they had 94 yards rushing and a touchdown, and Atwell had 82 yards receiving. But that Bears defense, I knew that they was going to be able to get the Rams number. Sometimes you just got to be that genius and make that right pick when your other prognosticators just don't know what they're talking about. So I did pick the Bears to win this one at home. Again, Caleb Williams might start to come on. We might see a little bit of confidence boost for Caleb Williams at this point. The Bears might be fun to watch. They're 2-2, as bad as Williams has played, right? Y'all talk about, it was a mistake. They're 2-2. They're right there in the thick of things. So I did pick the Bears, and I got it right. Turn my tassel. Graduated.
You ain't graduated. Okay. All right. Next game we're going to talk about is the Buffalo Bills at the Ravens. The Ravens blew the Buffalo Bills out 35-10. Their offense has warmed up in a big way. They put up 427 total yards on 54 plays. The majority of that was 271 yards on 34 rushing plays, averaging 8 yards an attempt. I thought our defense was bad. They topped what they ran on our defense the second week against the Buffalo Bills. Herman, who did Marcus have? We already know.
Marcus had the Ravens.
And yourself.
I picked the Ravens, of course. Finally, the Ravens are doing what they signed Derrick Henry to do. 24 carries, 199 yards. And
they couldn't get him a yard, Herman. They couldn't get him a yard.
They really definitely should have got him that 1 yard.
Mind your business. Nobody asked you all that. Put that down, Herman. Don't put that up.
Let's put that back up. We'll leave that one up for this. I think the best
how
thing,
you delete on this thing? How you delete the comments?
I think the best thing was you said, I don't know how many carries Lamar had. I'm not in the box score, but if Henry's carrying 24 times, that's less Lamar running. It should be. Lamar, he didn't have to do much. He had Justin Hill was the leading receiver, 6 receptions for 78 yards. But this was it started off as a good game, but said Brian, the Ravens just started running the football all over the field. I was like, wow. I literally had a flashback. I felt like I was watching our game again. I almost got mad for a minute, and then I was like, that's not our team. Like, don't worry about it. So. I picked the Ravens, and I definitely got this one right. I don't know what you were thinking, but yeah.
Yeah, Herman, he rushed 6 times for 54 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, see, I can take 6 rushes by Lamar.
Because you figure they gave Derrick Henry the ball 24 times.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, hurry up and say you pick so I can take this hat off.
Take your time, Mark. Let us know what you think about this game.
TikTok, the clock's running.
Man, they put their foot on Buffalo's neck and did not let up. Man, this was classic Derrick Henry. Yeah, I mean, this is what they do. The only problem I have with it is the Bills can't lose like this and still be considered an elite team. They're gonna have to put something together here. The third quarter kind of had me a little frustrated because the Ravens came out passing, and then they finally went back to slowing things down with Derrick Henry. But this is what the Ravens have when they got Derrick Henry. I mean, they got a bell cow, and he showed it from day one. But yeah, I took the Ravens on this one, and I won.
All right, so obviously I had faith in the Buffalo Bills. Herman's right. I should not have. It was dumb, but the Buffalo Bills were just coming off a big win against Miami on Monday night. So
is that a big win?
Miami.
Well, apparently not now. In hindsight, it wasn't. But I mean, you got to give, like Mark said. I mean, if the Ravens, this is Ravens football. I don't understand what they were doing the first few weeks, not letting Derrick Henry get hot, giving him the ball, letting him warm up, let him beat up that defense, and they just light it up in the third and the fourth quarter. But he lit it up in the first quarter on the first play of the damn game, 70-some yards for a touchdown.
Yeah. So
I should have known. It is what it is. I make this hat look good, so forget y'all. And I was wrong. Enough of this. Let's move on. All right. The next game we're going to talk about is the Titans at the Dolphins. This was the first of the two Monday night games. The Titans won 31-12. The Dolphins only found the end zone once with quarterback Huntley at the helm. The high-powered offense was held to 184 yards on 13 plays, while the Titans had 244 yards on the same number of plays. Mark, who did you have in this one?
I actually thought the Miami Dolphins was going to win this one. I lost this one with not taking the Titans. The Titans got their very first win of the season with who? Mason Rudolph led 7 scoring drives after Levis went out. He left out with a shoulder injury. He tried to come back in there, but it was too painful. But man, I mean, to me, the biggest thing that came out of this game for me was thinking, how in the world with Miami, knowing that Tua had the issues, concussion, how come they didn't get themselves a veteran quarterback to back him up?
He was healthy all year last year.
I'm sorry, no, but I'm saying they don't have a veteran quarterback in there.
A lot of teams don't. I mean, they don't invest in him at this point. They roll the dice, especially when your quarterback's in the third or fourth year. They roll the dice,
and then they had to go pull Tyler Huntley off the practice squad. So yeah. I think I feel as though they should have prepared themselves a little better backup for Tua. But anyway, Miami is 1-3, and Tyreek Hill, what was he? 3 receptions for 19 yards. Man, and he was fussing on the sidelines. He wasn't necessarily fussing at the coach, but he was listening. He was behind the coach, make sure the coach heard what he was saying. It was kind of wild. It was crazy. But I took the Dolphins and I got it wrong.
Herman, who did Marcus have?
Well, I had the Dolphins too.
Okay.
Marcus doesn't have the Titans.
Okay. So I was with the Titans as well. I did pick this one out. I didn't think that Levis was going to be as bad as he was. If Levis had played that game, Miami might have won.
I think they would have won.
I think Miami, because Levis was throwing. I mean, he threw a terrible pick to
Miami would have won.
A linebacker. Caught it with his thighs.
No, that was a tackle.
It was a tackle.
I'm pretty sure that was a D tackle because me and Darian were texting about it, and
I mean, he threw it right to him.
I was like, "How in the world?" Marcus said he picked the Dolphins. No.
Did Marcus?
No,
you must have picked the Titans, Mark.
We split.
Yeah, we split. Mark, you must have picked the
You
Titans.
must have picked the Titans, Mark.
I thought we okay.
Well, if not, let me find my hat. Shit.
I know I picked the Dolphins,
Let me
but
can I put it on?
no, because you
No.
did not lone wolf this. I always put.
But
the
Mark
lone
said he
wolf
picked
down.
the Dolphins.
Mark is wrong. But that was the line. And me and Darren was talking about Will. It started to interrupt me. Me and Darren were talking about Will Levis. I said, this dude goes out there and tries to find a new way to throw it in. And he did it in a way we'll never see that again. He threw an interception to a tackle, a nose tackle, who was, I think, about 10 yards down the field, and he caught it with his thighs.
Yeah.
You're never going to see that ever again in the NFL.
Yeah.
I promise you.
That's crazy. That's
It's
crazy.
stupid. It's nuts.
Yeah, but I picked the Titans and I got lucky on that one. I mean, they did play a pretty decent game. Defense played well. They did run the ball pretty strong. So, you know, like I said, Mark, with Mason Rudolph, I mean, it was a totally different offense. This is weird. You know, they kind of reminded me of the Panthers, you know, bringing a veteran backup and all of a sudden your offense starts to look like an actual NFL offense. It's very weird, very weird. But I picked the Titans. I picked that one correctly.
Yeah, you was with me. You was with me.
Okay. I wanted you to say that you still like Miami.
Yeah, I had the Dolphins in this one. The only reason I picked the Dolphins is because of Will Levis. I was like, they can't lose to this dude. And I was right. They didn't lose the Levis. They lost to Mason Rudolph, like you said. It is definitely time to close the book on Levis. This is a no-go for them. They need to move on. I don't know what they're gonna do, but
You don't think he's like a young Brett Favre?
maybe with the interception part, that'd be about it. We got that down pat. Yeah, I had the Dolphins. I got this one wrong.
All right. So the final game we're going to talk about was the actual final Monday night game. There was the Seattle Seahawks versus the Lions. The Lions worked the Seahawks pretty much 42-29. The Seahawks actually put up 516 yards of offense. They won the time of possession 34 minutes and 4 seconds to 25 minutes and 56 seconds. And they were 5 of 10 on third downs. Unfortunately, the defense let the Lions go a perfect 5 for 5 in the red zone. And the Lions only punted 3 times in this game. In this particular game, I did pick it right. I did pick the Lions. And offensively, the Lions were just showing off. I mean, throwing touchdown passes to the quarterback is just disrespectful.
Yeah.
But they put on an offensive show. You got to give them credit. And their defense does enough to keep them in the game. So I had the Lions. Herbert, who'd you have?
We all had the Lions. I had the Lions in this one. I didn't know it was possible but I don't know if it's the first time ever a quarterback that had a perfect completion percentage. I mean,
you know, his coach didn't know it
18.
either. His coach didn't give him the game ball because he didn't know.
Yeah. So again, I didn't know that was. I don't know if it's ever been done, but that's impressive. Even though it was only 18 throws, that's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank, period. Ain't no sugarcoating or down, because of the number of throws. But I thought that was very impressive. So I did pick the Lions. I didn't think that Seattle could fight back as well as they did, but I was impressed with them too. But 56 throws, I don't like that. And you had Walker just came back, but looking at the scoring, the game kind of got out of hand, and they had to kind of start throwing. So
yeah,
I picked the Lions and got that right. Marcus had the Lions also.
And Mark, who did you have?
I had the Lions too, man. This was kind of an entertaining game for me. I thought that the way to
who was your fantasy player that you were keeping an eye on?
That I was keeping an eye on?
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay, go ahead.
I had Gibbs. I needed him to do some points so I can win.
Yeah, he got you 2 touchdowns.
He did. But what was also surprising, I had Walker on the bench, and he got off too.
He had like his best
game.
He had
3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So I would have crushed. I still won, but I would have crushed him if I had Walker in there. But this was an exciting game. You talking about Philly? I guess you can't call that play Detroit. Let's call it Lions. But the way that they came out, man. If you look at the first drive they had, and they threw the ball to Montgomery, and the way he ran, I mean, it was just like Madden hit stick. He trucked one of the defensive backs and still got another 20 yards. This was an impressive win to me for the Lions, man. They came out and showed you what the Lions were about in this one. 18 for 18 for Goff, and I actually have him sitting on my bench in the same league. But I took the Lions and they won it.
Who was your quarterback?
Anthony Richardson.
Oh, okay. He got hurt, didn't he?
So he did.
Mark, if you had if you had played somebody in place of Tank Dell, you would have beaten him.
I know. I saw that because I saw it.
So
that's an intriguing trade.
I need to know who their other wide receivers are.
But I mean, once the Niners get back to full staff, Ayuk's going to light it up, and they're trying their hardest to get Zay Flowers going.
I agree with
this
you.
This person's going to give up. They're going to give up Ayuk and Flowers. So
and he's just getting Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I need to know who the other wide receivers are. This doesn't feel like an even trade. So message back and tell us who your other wide receivers are, and then we can give you better.
Yeah, as it sits, I think I don't think I would accept that trade.
Yeah, I wouldn't accept this trade like this. Even if I had powerhouse wide receivers, I don't see.
But I don't know, man, because Ayuk can put up the points that Wilson can put up, and then you're adding Flowers.
Wilson is struggling right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then if he gets Devontae Adams, and then he's got Lazard and Wilson. I mean Lazard and Adams.
Yeah,
Wilson could start to fall to the wayside a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, listen. Who are your other wide receivers?
Tell us who your other wide receivers are. We're gonna move on.
All right. So, how did you fellas do?
I was 4-2.
4-2.
What was I? 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. That's 3-3. So not as good. Not that good. Not that good. Marcus was like 1-5.
Yeah, that sounds good.
See what happens when you miss the show? We just make up stuff on you. All right, fellas. So let's get into this. Try to do better than we did last week and get into these games coming up this week. The first game we're going to talk about is the Thursday nighter. It's the 3-1 Buccaneers at the 2-2 Falcons. The predictor has the Falcons at 54%. And I'm sorry, the Bucks are. The Falcons are favored. They're giving up 1.5, mainly because they're at home. But the predictors with the Falcons. Mark, who are you with?
I'm going to take Baker Field. Give me Baker Field and the Bucks. I'm taking Bucks in this one.
Herman?
I'm going with the Falcons.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not necessarily trying the lone wolf on purpose, but I'm going with the Falcons. I think the Falcons are home. I think they're going to pull this one off.
Yeah, I'm afraid you are lone wolfing, sir. I hope you have that sound effect.
That's pretty good.
So Herman is lone wolfing the Falcons, which I mean it is like almost a toss-up game, so it is definitely possible. All right, the next game we are going to talk about is the 2-2 Colts at the 0-4 Jaguars. The Jaguars are actually giving up 3 points in this game. The predictor has the Jaguars winning narrowly. They got them at 51%. Herman, do you agree with the predictor, or are you going with the Colts?
I'm going with the Colts because I believe in Joe Flacco. If Richardson don't play, I think there may be a better team with Flacco, honestly, at this point. Oh, but wait, Jonathan Taylor's hurt. Nah. 0-5 Jags. Give me the Colts.
Okay.
Marcus has the Colts.
he said he has the Colts. All right, Mark, who do you got?
I'm gonna take the disappointing Colts. Get my boy Anthony Richardson hurt. I'm taking the Colts.
Ow! No way the Jags go 0-5. I know they ain't been playing great, but they have a squad. I can't see it happening. Give me the Jaguars.
Whew.
Oh, I'm sorry. And the predict, I told y'all, the predictor had the Jags too. So I'm going with the predictor. All right, next game we got is the 3-1 Buffalo Bills at the 3-1 Houston Texans. Buffalo, the away team, is actually giving up a point in this particular game. The predictor also likes the Bills at 56%. Herman, who does Marcus pick in this one?
Marcus is picking the Texans in this one.
Did he say why?
No.
Because he's in love with the quarterback.
Come on, man.
That is not true.
It's bye weeks right now.
Yeah,
So he
hey,
can be stuck in a bye week.
starter. Dalton is your choice, obviously. Dalton is your choice. Dalton.
Who did the Giants play this week, though? Oh, Neighbors is probably going to be out with a concussion. Yeah, go with Dalton. Oh, yeah, they're playing Seattle. Dalton.
Yeah.
Definitely Dalton.
All right. I asked you about Marcus. Who do you got, Herman?
I'm going with the Texans. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe when it comes to Josh Allen. So give me the Texans.
Oh, Josh Allen. Oh, my MVP, Josh
Don't
Allen.
do
You
it,
let me
Brian.
down. You let me down, Josh. You let me down, man. I'm very disappointed, but I'm going to give you one more chance to make me right. Let's go, Buffalo. Give me Buffalo Bills. Mark, am I lone wolfing again?
Brian. You know, daggone well. I'm not gonna let you go down like that. I'm taking Buffalo also. I think Josh Allen bounced back with this one. I think they'll squeak out with it, but I can't see Buffalo losing 2 up in a row. I can't. I'm taking Buffalo.
Put that up again. He sure did. He ain't even on the show getting right.
Oh, man.
All right. The next game we're going to talk about are the New York Jets. The 2-2 Jets at the 4. Say it in with me, guys. The 4-0 Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are giving up 2.5 in this game. The predictor actually likes the Vikings at 54%. Mark, who do you got in this battle?
Can we call this one the Sam Darnold revenge game?
Yeah, most definitely.
Now that you just mentioned it, we can.
I think I'm gonna go with Sam Darnold and the revenge Vikings on this one. I think he will get his revenge against the Jets. Give me the Vikings.
Man, this Vikings thing can't go on forever. Can it, Herman? I mean, can he keep throwing these touchdowns? I mean, he keeps acting like he wants to throw picks too. So I'm gonna take the Jets. Looks like Marcus is going with the Vikings, Herman. So you're the only one that can save me from lone wolfing again.
Y'all know how I started off the season. I dogged the crap out of Sam Darnold. Dude got me eating crow every week, bro. Every week.
Stop it, Darian. Stop it.
So, like Darian just said, I'm rolling with the MVP candidate, Sam Darnold.
That doesn't even sound right. It doesn't even sound right.
It does today.
Ow! Two of them this week. Good Lord.
You might as well wear the cap all game. All show tomorrow.
This the only cap I wear on this show. Okay, this the only cap.
This is either going to be a great show next week, or Brian is going to be insufferable
Yeah.
next week.
I might be sick next week.
If he gets these right, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. All right. Next game we're going to talk is the game of the week. The 2-2 Dallas Cowboys at the 3-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are giving up 2.5 in this game. The predictor is also with the Steelers at 53%. Herman, who does Marcus have?
Marcus has, who you think? He's a hater.
He's going with the Steelers.
Of course.
All right. I thought about this game a lot. My initial signs were to go with Pittsburgh, but the Cowboys has had a mini bye. The Cowboys have the better offense. The Cowboys need to jump out on this one and put the Steelers in where they can't run this ball. I'm going with my Cowboys. Herman, who you got?
I play fantasy football straight up. I don't play with my heart. Y'all know. I don't even know if I have any Cowboys. Well, I have a couple Cowboys on my team, but I don't pick Cowboys players just because they Cowboys. But when it comes to the picks, I'm picking with my heart. I'm going with my Cowboys. Let's go. We're getting out of there with the dub. I don't know how, but we're going to figure it out. I ain't scared of Justin Fields.
Mark, are you going to make Marcus Lone Wolf this one? Or
Look, you see this background. You see this hat.
We've also seen you pick against him all the time.
Ain't no way I'm picking against him this week. I'm not picking against this week. Give me them Steelers. Steelers, baby.
Hey, I'll throw a bottle on this, Mark. If Brian won't, I'll throw a bottle on.
Bottle up. All right, cool.
Bottle up.
Bottle your favorite. You got it.
All right.
Be on.
All right. So the final game?
Yep.
Final game. The 2-2 Saints at the 4-0 Chiefs. The Chiefs are giving up 5, and they're giving up the highest out of all the games we picked. They're giving up 5 points in this game against the Saints. The predictor loves the Chiefs too. They're at like 61%, which again is the highest out of all the games we picked. The next one was the 56%, and that was for the Bills. We'll start this one off with Marcus. Who did Marcus have, Herman?
Marcus, of course.
Tell me, who's JJ Watts? Who's JJ Watts?
He said he should be scared of him. They ain't scared of his brother. They ain't scared of him. They scared of his brother JT Watts.
No. Who's JJ Watts? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, he must be a new player for the Steelers. But I thought it was JJ Watt. But Marcus is fanboy in the Chiefs like he always does.
And Mark, who are you going with?
Hey man, I tell you, I said this before about the refs changing their colors for the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs should be changing their colors. There are some green, lucky, you know what. But give me the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs will win this one.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm not going to put my faith in the Saints on this one. Give me the Chiefs. Herman, finish it up.
So it's TJ Watts now.
Why does he keep adding the S?
I have no idea. It's like
does he even watch football? I mean, really?
Did he keep calling him Watts?
Look, he said one of them damn Watts.
Yeah, there's no Watts, okay?
Yeah, if the Chiefs were on the road, I might have had pause about this game and may have considered the Saints. But Chiefs at home, give me the Chiefs in this one. I'm sure the refs will throw them 1 or 2 anyway.
Yeah, this was definitely a game I didn't want to have to lone wolf. So,
yeah,
pretty good picks. Yeah. We should have a good show next week, everybody. And if you look at the clock, we're actually doing pretty well. So we now know who the long-winded one is.
We definitely know now. And we even stopped to answer fantasy questions.
We sure did. Boy, this might have been the best show ever, guys. What do y'all think?
Pretty good, man. It was one of the top ones. Yeah.
One of the
top. All right. Does anyone have any final thoughts before we get a sign off?
Just that the first quarter of NFL football is being played now. It's great. I'm looking for the rest of the season, see what's in door, and you probably won't see him on this show if I lose against the Cowboys.
You'll be back.
What does that mean?
We're still over time. We're always over 8 o'clock, but we're not at 8:20.
Okay.
9:20, wherever you
Yeah,
are.
and that's because we paused and answered your questions too.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, I do want to say we do miss you, Marcus. The show is not the same without you. All the ribbon and jabbing, we do miss you. We hope you get back safe and enjoy yourself where you are.
Yeah, I don't like having to click on all this stuff and do all this stuff. Putting up the comments. Nah, I'm a personality. I need to shine.
Yeah, Herman didn't get to hate as much on this show.
Right. But yeah,
Herman,
so yeah.
okay. No. I was going to say, go ahead and take us out if that was your final thought.
Well, yeah, my final thought is I don't know if you guys noticed my new name on my screen is
The
now
hater.
Herman V. So you know you have Stephen A. I'm Herman V now. So I'm embracing this hater thing to the fullest.
What is the V for?
Well, Stephen A. Smith, I'm Herman V.
Okay. Okay,
So,
I know it was. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know the V stood for something like vicious, or it was like the upside down A, or like the opposite of Stephen A.
It could have been Herman 5.
Yeah, I was thinking Herman 5 too.
So my final thought this week is the Philadelphia Eagles offense under Kellen Moore resembles the Dallas Cowboys offense when Dak Prescott doesn't play. That's my final thought.
The hater is back.
Yes, sir. So once again, I would like to thank everybody for watching the show. I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. Check us out on YouTube at Delay a Game. You can check us out and join our Facebook group, Delay a Game. Facebook group, Delay a Game. We have a lot of good conversation, a lot of great people that participate in different conversations on there. You can follow us
all the latest in NFL news too.
Yes, definitely all the latest in NFL news. You can follow us on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I call it Twitter, Delay of Game 3, and on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. Again, thank you all for joining us, and we are signing out.